In the heart of World War II, amidst the darkest days of conflict and chaos, a strange alliance formed between one of the world's most secretive nations and the Third Reich. It's a story that has long been whispered about, buried beneath the weight of history until now. This is the tale of how Switzerland, a nation famously neutral, became the keeper of some of the most valuable and dangerous treasure on Earth: Hitler's gold. Imagine a moment in time when Europe was tearing itself apart and the fate of billions hung in the balance. Germany's war machine had overrun much of the continent, leaving a trail of devastation. Yet despite the relentless bombing raids and the fighting that raged on all sides, one small, seemingly untouched country stood firm, refusing to pick a side. Switzerland was, as it always claimed, neutral. But neutrality came at a cost. And for the Swiss, that cost was far higher than anyone could have imagined. Picture this: it's 1940. The German war machine is crushing its way through Europe. The Nazis are rapidly expanding, and behind their conquest, they are plundering treasure, gold, silver, priceless artworks, and more, from countries they've invaded. But there's one country they cannot touch: Switzerland. The Swiss banks, with their airtight secrecy and sturdy financial systems, were a haven for the Nazis, places where they could deposit their stolen treasures without fear of exposure. For Hitler, this arrangement was more than just practical. It was vital. The gold in Switzerland wasn't just any gold. This wasn't the kind of wealth accumulated through hard work or trade. This was the gold of the conquered, the plundered wealth of nations that had once been prosperous, now broken under the Nazi boot. Gold from the Netherlands, Belgium, France, stolen by the Nazis from the banks, homes, and vaults of the people they had ravaged. And then, there was the gold that came directly from the victims of the Holocaust. Jews who were forced to hand over their family treasures, their life savings, before they were sent to their deaths. Switzerland, a country known for its banking secrecy, became the perfect vessel to carry these stolen treasures. By 1942, Switzerland was the key player in what could only be described as a massive financial operation that spanned borders, nations, and the very principles of morality. The Nazi government, desperate to protect its wealth, began a calculated effort to funnel gold into Swiss vaults, ensuring it would be out of reach for Allied forces should the Nazis lose the war. Switzerland, for its part, wasn't just a passive recipient of these treasures. It was a willing player in the game, willing to turn a blind eye to the source of the gold in exchange for the security and prosperity that came with managing such vast amounts of wealth. But the story takes a darker turn. As the war escalated and Allied forces began to push the Nazis back, they began to uncover the truth about Switzerland's role in helping Hitler's regime protect its gold. The Allies, outraged by the discovery of Swiss neutrality, especially when it was revealed that Swiss banks had been secretly hoarding and laundering Nazi gold, demanded answers. And yet, despite the pressure, Switzerland stood firm, hiding behind the veil of secrecy that had long been their shield. As the war came to an end in 1945, the Allied forces moved quickly to seize Nazi assets and ensure that the gold of the Third Reich didn't fall into the wrong hands. But what they found in Switzerland shocked even the most seasoned of investigators. Entire Swiss vaults, lined with golden bars, filled with gold coins and treasures that had been looted from across Europe, waited to be discovered. Some of this gold had already been melted down, its origins erased, while other parts remained untouched. Gold so pure, so valuable, it had been kept under lock and key for over a decade. The scale of the operation was staggering, but just as shocking as the discovery of the gold itself was the mystery that surrounded it. In the years following the war, the question of who truly owned the gold remained unanswered. Some argued that it rightfully belonged to the victims of the Holocaust, others to the nations that had been invaded. Yet the Swiss government remained steadfast, unwilling to release the information about where exactly this gold came from, or who it truly belonged to. Instead, the matter was left to the courts, the international community, and in some cases, to the vagaries of history itself. One of the most enduring mysteries of the Nazi gold story is the fate of some of the gold that disappeared without a trace. There are accounts of Nazi officers smuggling gold out of Switzerland in the final days of the war, never to be seen again. Some speculate that the treasure was hidden in secret bunkers or buried beneath the Swiss Alps, its exact location remaining a tantalizing mystery to this day. In 1946, Swiss authorities even